everything you have going on right now. I mean, you are on fire. You're on the Love and Hip Hop reunion, and you have a new single that I love. So, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, well, thank you, first of all, for having me. I'm doing extremely well. I'm happy you like the new single because everybody got a little bit of a spicy mommy in them.
Yes, yes, yes.
um, but I'm doing
Absolutely.
well. Holidays are approaching, so it's really all about kind of like family and stuff. But I've still been working, through the holidays. So
Yes, you have definitely been putting in a lot of work, and I love the single. It has that New Jersey flair, that's really popular
yes.
now. But I think that is definitely true to yourself, true to your roots. What made you do something to this caliber or this type of speed that you did with Spicy?
I think that it really came from, like you said, the Jersey Club mixed with a little bit of New York. So I kind of wanted Jersey Club and drill to have a baby. And that's how Spicy came out. But I honestly really wrote Spicy because I knew that in Jamaica, it wasn't going to be all rainbows and unicorns, but I went with, the want to be on a redemption tour. A lot of people know Mariahlynn or perceive me, should I say, because they don't really know me if this is their perception of me, that I'm aggressive and, I'm a hothead and I can't control my emotions sometimes, but that's actually like partially true. It's not all the way true. I'm actually really fun, silly, and a good time caring. I mean, I'm sure other people are seeing those sides of me with the people that I got along with, which was like Alexis and stuff. But I made Spicy because I mean, the chorus kind of speaks for itself. Like, I know these bitches don't like me, but none of these bitches want to fight me. So when the whole thing kind of like happened with Carly and stuff, like I was really upset, and I wasn't upset that she attacked me. I think a lot of people were like, oh, she snuck you. Yeah, the cameras, which I'm glad didn't show, they kind of showed like in and out of, the altercation. And I felt like Carly really forced my hands. And that's what I think upset me the most, aside from the fact that I had no nails for the rest of the trip in Jamaica. So that was upsetting. But I kind of wrote Spicy to make light of the situation, which I normally do. Once Upon a Time was kind of the same thing where, men calling women hoes in the industry and stuff. It was to make light of the situation and to also have fun. So I wanted to turn the negative situation that happened with Miss Carly into a positive. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just put it in my music, even though whatever it kind of was like, if you were there, you were there and you seen what happened. But obviously they edited out, which I was quite frankly happy because I didn't want to go fight anybody. So
Right.
yeah, so it was like, okay, well, you girls want to bring this spicy mommy out of me. Okay, I'm gonna be spicy and I'm gonna do what it do. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was very upset because I felt like it kind of messed up, me going to Jamaica and trying to turn a new leaf and turn a new chapter in my journey and in my life, and me just like entering into a softer era of womanhood, so it kind of like took away from that. But ultimately, I am glad that it did happen because it also showed the power that I have and the control that I have over myself, that I wasn't the first one to put my hands on nobody.
Exactly, exactly. And it sounds like you kind of have like you're kind of torn, between the two worlds because, you don't want people to perceive you to be this, this person that's always, ready to fight and always, like causing trouble and things like that. And then
Yeah.
you
You
also,
become you look like a liability. And I
yeah,
think that a lot of the labels did look at me as a liability in the past. And that was like my whole purpose of, going to Jamaica, obviously to meet new people and, create bonds and memories and stuff like that. But it was really also to just find myself and really be able to say, hey, I was this angry person before, but
mhm,
now I can control myself and I can put music over my anger.
Absolutely. Now, in hindsight, of course, reality TV provides a very, great platform, can be very lucrative as well. But in hindsight, do you ever like regret just a little bit, stepping into the reality TV scope when it comes to things like you said, labels looking at you like a liability? Because sometimes they put you in those situations to cause good TV, essentially.
Mm, I think it's a gift and a curse, and it all depends. Because for some people, it works. Like, for example, like with Cardi, it worked, because she stuck to being her true self. And it was like people loved that. They loved the organic and, just the nonchalant attitude of like, this is who I am and this is who I'm going to be, whether people like it or not, you know?
Yes.
And I think that I had that attitude for a while. And I had to realize that that doesn't work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even though that is a part of me, it's not all of me either. You know what I'm saying? So it is a gift and a curse, and it's all, I think, how you personally utilize the platform. It can go left, but I do have just one regret. And I think that in that moment, I tried to be a good friend to Shay Johnson, and I tried to warn her from Spice throwing the juice on her. And my mama had just told me on the phone, do never give your back to your enemy. And I literally turned my back for 2 seconds and I was attacked. Which is really, she just went to grab my wig, and what y'all didn't see was me dipping out the wig and being Mariahlynn and handling myself. But again, I'm glad that that wasn't shown, because I don't want people to focus on the negative. First of all, the first night on the beach, I was arguing with Gunplay because he was trying to encourage us to fight. And I was like, this woman is 3 years older than my mama. And I know, like, I'm not supposed to be putting my hands on this woman, regardless of her age, regardless her race, regardless. We're two women. We shouldn't have to get physical. And then, Carly's not really from the hood to me. So I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like,
Right.
like, this is not even like playing ground. But I didn't want to fight. I made it clear on the beach, I did not come to Jamaica to put my hands on nobody. The part they cut out was when I said, unless somebody touches me, and then it's a problem. And then obviously I got touched for no reason.
And it was a problem.
Then it was a problem. But that's how Spicey was born. So
Yes, yes. So with everything comes, there a lesson and something is born out of. You've had, a long run, doing reality TV. Was there ever a point where you felt like you wanted something to air that didn't air? Like, is there something that kind of sticks with you? Like, dang, I wish they would have showed this versus cutting it out.
Absolutely. I mean, there's something that they didn't ever get to cover that I wish that they would have shown, which was my mom being clean. My mom is now 3 years sober.
Oh,
And she helps full time, even though I still have the full custody of my little sister who just turned 7.
yes.
Uh, she's
Birthday.
my baby. I have no kids of my own now. So I just wish that they kind of would have shown like my mom's journey of, now being clean and being a part of my life. Like, I went from having a non-existent relationship with my mother to now having, like, she's my best friend.
Oh,
So I kind of wish they would have showed that a little bit more, and just more of my silly side. Like, it was always so serious, Mariahlynn, and leaping over tables. And there's so many more layers to me than being a Power Ranger. So
absolutely. All right, that's dope. That's dope. Well, hopefully, maybe, you can have, your own spinoff or something, and then you can definitely highlight those very positive moments and things
yes.
for sure.
Or I might be taking my talents to Miami. I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna speak too soon.
All right. We got maybe a little birdie that gave us a prelude as to what's to come. So back to the music. Spicy is doing really well. Now, of course, you did super amazing with your Once Upon a Time single, 30 million streams. Was there any
Independently gold.
independently, let's not forget, was there any pressure, to put out another single that can stack up to Once Upon a Time?
Absolutely. I mean, I think I've definitely followed up with some hits. What a lot of people don't know is when I was signed to my first indie label, I was put under major duress to sign the contract. I did have my lawyers go through it and stuff like that, and everything was good, but I was basically robbed for over $500,000. I
Oh
just
my
now,
goodness.
yeah, started receiving revenue for Once Upon a Time, Never Bitch, Money Gun, all like my top songs. And at that time, there was a lot of pressure on me to put out another song. But because I was asking questions like, oh, well, how many records did we sell on iTunes? Or how much did Once Upon a Time make? And I was told that it wasn't none of my business.
Mm.
I started to get educated and, built my own team with a new manager, new PR, all of that. And luckily I surrounded myself with people who want to see me at the top. So those people are still with me, but it's a lot. I mean, I have a lawsuit right now for $3 million. I now own all the copyrights and stuff like that. So to answer your question, yes, it was a lot of pressure, but there was a lot of hesitation as well because I was so scared that people were gonna take from me again. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just taking from me, it was taking from me, my little sister, my mother, my nephew, like everybody who depends on me. So yes, it was pressure, but there also was a lot of like fear and hesitation of like, well, this man still has power over me. I haven't seen a dollar, hindered all of my campaigns. Like I could have been way further than what I am. I'm sorry, had I would have had loyal people behind me who really wanted to see me at the top, and not just be like for self.
Well, that's a great message, though, also for other upcoming artists. One, surround yourself with a great team of people, and then two, know your business aspect of it because,
Yeah.
then you're not stagnated trying to go through those legal processes to kind of play catch up. Essentially, when it's time to start releasing music again. So, but kudos to you for really seeing that early on and nipping that in the bud, because
Yes.
some people go
Thank
years
you.
and years and years and years, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
girl, I tell artists in every interview, like, especially like, that's why I made sure I mention it in Hip Hop Weekly because you guys are so like respected and stuff. Like, I just feel like there's so many young artists who are now once like I was, and I was so excited to like be in the limelight and around these people and all the the stuff that you forget, like these people are eating off of you. You are the star. You are, well, I was called the golden ducky back then, unfortunately. And it took me a long time to see the snakes in the grass. But that's why I always tell young artists, like, you need to know what you're signing before you get into it. Don't sign no 360 deal. If that's the case, stay independent, invest in yourself, work hard every day, and just believe in yourself.
yes, yes, that is definitely a great message. And you've had the privilege of working with some amazing people in the industry so far, just Wale and of course Remy Ma, just name a couple. Who's been like your favorite collaboration so far in music, and who would you look forward to collaborating with in the future?
I would definitely have to say that Remy was my favorite collab. Remy was my favorite because before knowing me, like Remy always like on set and everything. Like anybody who knows Rem knows that she's not gonna just accept you right away. Like, she's very like in her world, very private, her family and stuff like this. So she doesn't like befriend just anybody. And I was like a fan back then because, I used to have Remy on my chirp phone with the ringtone and all of that. So she's always been my favorite rapper too. And she did the collab with me for free. did the video with me for free. And when I tried to pay her, she yelled at me and was like, no, just send me and Pap on a vacation one day. Like, like you don't got she like yelled at me for renting fire machines for the video because I was like, no, I want your scene to be like so hot. And she was like, Mariah, if you don't get them fire machines. But like she's definitely my favorite. You know, me and Rem talked 3-4 in the morning sometimes. Like she's always like calling me like, what are you doing? Like if I'm ever on the blogs or something, she'll be like, yo, like, so that was my favorite. But people I look forward to working to, actually I'm working with some amazing people right now. I look forward to collabing with people like Big Frida, Trina. I know those are in the works, so that's why I'm able to kind of speak about it. And then obviously I would love to have a record with my girl Cardi, because we all know, you know, the WAP WAP and the Once Upon a Time combined.
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna
oh
be
yeah.
it's gonna be a bop bop. But her, I mean, I really like Lotto. I really like all the female rappers coming. Like, I like Ruby Rose. I love Young Baby Tate. Like, just their swags, their styles. Like, there's so many females that are in the industry that, like, I just want to work with everybody. Like, whoever wants to work with me, I don't got no beef with nobody. You know?
I was gonna say, like, you're naming all female artists, which is really dope, you know, that, you know, you're definitely open-minded to working with all these artists, women artists that are on different levels in their career. And I think we need more of that. You know, we started to kind of get on that wave for a little while, and then it kind of went left somewhere along the way. But I definitely think that we do need to get back to that unity. So it's refreshing to hear you name all of these female artists.
Yeah, there's definitely a division, don't get me wrong. And, you know, for me, honestly, in my opinion, I don't like to speak too much on it, but I understand why there's the division. And I also, like, it's not like I want it, but it's kind of like separating the real from the fake. And I feel like a lot of women in the industry, not a lot, let me correct myself, very few women in the industry that I've observed, this is just my personal opinion, they don't want to pass the torch down to the next or give the flowers to the next girl who's coming up. And like Trina said, I want my flowers while I'm here so I can smell them.
Period.
Like, you know, so I just feel like there is a division, and I think that certain women create that division on their own. Yes, there's fans and, you know, all of these different fan bases that kind of try to set us against each other, but we don't have to feed into it. We don't have to be petulant, and we can all coexist. There's room for everybody. I mean, how many female rappers we have in the game right now?
Right.
So, you know, but it could be just one person who doesn't want to embrace other females, and then that's kind of what creates the division. But it separates, and I'm sure the people see, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you did name some names. You said you currently in works with. Is this for your debut body of work that we can expect next year?
Well, I'm definitely going to be dropping singles. I'm going to be fully loaded by the first quarter, and there will be singles. Like I said, hopefully me and Big Frida will get this record done we've been talking about for a while now. It's just a matter of schedules, honestly, but it, you know, I don't take it personal. I know that, you know, Trina is going through a tough time, so, you know, no pressure, just prayers for her and stuff like that. She's such a beautiful person, like such a sweetheart, and just a genuine soul, like vibe to be around. She embraces, if you notice, like all the female rappers coming up, and that's what I kind of love about her. Like,
Yes.
she's been in the game, like she's a legend, iconic, and she's not like snub nosing nobody or nothing. So like that's kind of what I look up to.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, definitely looking forward to your singles for sure, and hopefully your body of work will get, you know, a full composition from Mariahlynn, whether it's an EP.
Yes, my next record is called Splash, by the way. I'm gonna give you a little exclusive. It is called Splash, and it's a very much Miami vibe, turn up. Like, is gonna be lit for the girls.
Okay. Yes, definitely heating up the winter. Okay.
Yes, and then I gotta come through in the summer with some ballroom stuff. I have to shout out Precious, Kevin Protege, just the whole OTA movement out in Brooklyn every Monday night. They're out there with, you know, the whole LGBT trans community and all, and they're so supportive of me. So I gotta do some ballroom stuff too.
Yes, yes, yes. Definitely looking forward to that as well. Well, Mariahlynn, it was definitely a pleasure speaking with you. Do you want to leave any word for your fans and then